What's up, guys? So if you're watching this video, it's not necessarily going to be the best of videos, and that's mainly because it's going to talk about VIP. And I am starting one, and trust me, it's a very bittersweet moment for me. Um, and in this video, I'm going to talk about why I'm starting one, what I'm going to offer with it, and I'm going to talk about free plays and free guys, and then I'm also going to talk about expectations in the VIP group and the VIP cost. But the first thing really want to talk about is why I'm starting it, and it'll kind of give you a reason or reasoning as to why I'm doing this. Because for a while I thought I wasn't going to do this, but I've come to a realization that I have to, um, and I hope you can respect that. So, as many of y'all know, I'm an engineering student right now at the University of Texas, one of the greatest engineering programs in the world. And when I first got in, I was ecstatic to be in it. And engineering is something I've always done my whole life. It's it was a great thing for me. It was a way to vent and bond with my dad. Me and my dad would, growing up, we would build various things together, and it was always a fun time. And for me, a lot of engineering just it was more of a hobby. Um, Not that I don't love it or not that I don't want to do it, but it was a hobby. And for me, going into a laboratory or a workshop was honestly more like walking into a playground, as nerdy as that sounds. That's what it was. I didn't really I got to do what I wanted to do. I got to build what I wanted to build. And as I've gone on through these years in my engineering program, and as I've gotten closer to graduation in my career, I've gotten a little bit more and more dispassionate about it. And it's only, and for a while I dwelled on why. And recently, a few months ago, I came to the realization that the closer I get to making this my career, the more it means that this fun is going to be sucked out of it. Instead of being able to walk into a workshop or a laboratory and do what I want to do and things of that nature, I'm going to be told what to do, and it's not going to be a playground for me, or in a sense, it's not going to be something that I could look towards as a way to just vent and just to like have fun, build various crazy, stupid things. Like I won't be able to do that, and so it's a bittersweet moment for me because as I get closer to that, I know that's not necessarily what I want to do. And but the worst thing about it is that um, I'm not taking full advantage of the opportunity I've been given. Again, I'm at one of the greatest engineering schools in the nation. I have the ability to really address or obtain all this information, this knowledge, and really put it to good use for the future of the world, making a technological revolution, things of that nature. And I believe that I'm capable of doing that. But as I get closer to this, to this career, the passion's getting sucked out of it. And as a result, I'm not being as efficient. And so as bittersweet as this moment is, because I really don't want to leave a lot. I know I help a lot of people. I've gotten a lot of DMs about a lot of people making a lot of money. Um, and as bittersweet as it is, because I know I'm gonna have to let some of those guys go just because they won't be able to afford VIP or whatever. Uh, I feel that I have to do this for for two purposes. One, because um, I don't necessarily know at this moment if I truly want engineering to be my career. I do want to learn the material. I do want to learn the information. I do want to learn everything that surrounds it and be, doing my own thing and, trying to do my best to advance this world technologically speaking. And I do want to do all those things, but I don't necessarily want to, I don't know if I want to be told to do those things by somebody else or a corporation or anything of that sort. I don't necessarily want it to become a work. And the second reason is, like I said, I'm becoming less efficient in school, simply because, this passion is getting sucked out of it that I don't have anymore towards it. And so I'm really taking this opportunity, and although not purposely, I am not fully taking advantage of this opportunity. And frankly, I feel that I'm kind of selfish for it because I feel some people in my position would be glad to, or some others would be glad to be in my position. And that's just unfair to them that I've been given this wonderful opportunity of being at the University of Texas and not performing to the best of my abilities because, well, I'm dispassionate. So I'm hoping that this sort of alleviate sort of that stress of this becoming a career, or engineering becoming a career, and sort of reshocks that passion or something of that nature. That way I can really truly take full advantage of the opportunity I've been given. And then, maybe in the future, my own time or whatever, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, a lot of engineers, a lot of inventors, innovators. Maybe I could be one of those guys and potentially make the world a better place by it. But I don't think I can do that without getting the education, or at least um, the magnitude of education that I would need. And I have the opportunity to get it, but I am failing, and that's because I'm so, I guess, pulled away from being an engineer anymore. And so there's a couple reasons behind this, and I just have to do this. And so it's a very bittersweet moment for me. And I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. And I hope you can respect that I have to do this. And trust me, I'm going to look out for the free guys as well as the VIP guys. That's what we're going to get into. But, it is a bittersweet moment. I do want to reiterate that, just simply for the fact, I have been going back and forth on this decision for a couple months now. As soon as I sort of realized, uh, I guess, the circumstances of my position with involving engineering, I've been since then going back and forth on this VIP package thing, and I've held off on it as I feel as long as I could, because I really did want to start it in March, but we were getting our kicked. We were just getting thrown around, and that would be just so unethical of me to just start it in March and be like, yeah, even though we're losing, you got to pay for it. Like, that's just no, that's bad business. I would never do that. Um, yeah, no. So I held off on it. I feel as long as I could have, and so I'm sorry to do this, but I mean, I think I have to. Um, so let's get into what VIP is. I know many of y'all already know it's just private plays, but I think I can bring a little bit more to the table. And so let's talk about what my VIP will entail. So first off, I do my best to address everybody's messages, whether they're free play or whether, I mean, obviously they're only on my public page, right? My free page. Is that what we're going to call it from now on? Free page. Okay. So I mean, I try to address every message I get, whether that's a message about a specific play of mine, or if that's a guy saying, "Hey, I like this game, but I know you didn't play it. Do you have any insight on it?" I address those. I address any questions about why are certain things not profitable? For example, two-team parlays. A lot of people think they're profitable. They're not. Um, Trust me. You stick to one teamers, basically straight up plays, or three teamers. Trust me on that. And I'll release a little, because I just talked about it. I feel like I'm going to get a ton of questions asking why now, so I'll just go ahead and probably post a tweet about it. But let me write that down. Post tweet. No two teamers. There you go. Um, yeah, so I've gotten questions like that, and I've addressed those. I've addressed plenty. I mean, honestly, I've also just addressed conversations, whether people are asking about how I'm doing, or whether they want to talk about where they're from. I address those. I love talking to people. I love talking to y'all. And the support that y'all give to me, it means the most. As I said, I've been struggling with this issue going back and forth. Well, the one thing that I've had constant in this time period is y'all support. So y'all truly don't know how much I appreciate it, how much I love y'all for it. And so, yeah, I address every message. But again, with the VIP, I'm going to try to be quicker on those messages. And the fact of the matter is, these guys will be paying. Whoever pays for the VIPs, they will be paying. So the one thing I won't be doing is, if I'm short on time, they're very much so going to get the priority. And so I'm going to get to the VIP messages first rather than the um, free messages. And I know a lot of my followers don't take advantage of the fact that I am available to talk. Take advantage of that, guys. Whether you're a free guy or a VIP guy, or soon to be VIP guy, take advantage of that. Ask questions. Ask about your plays, even if I'm not playing them. Maybe I have a take on it. Maybe I don't. Or lean. I mean, if I had a play on it, I'd be playing it. But if I have a lean on it, I could tell you. I could tell you otherwise. I've saved a lot of people a lot of money with my leans. So hit me up. Ask me. Take advantage of that, and maybe I can help you do better, right? And so, especially if you're in the VIP package and in the VIP group, and you ask these questions, um, you might be able to make more money from it or save money. And I always say, whatever you don't lose is what you gain. So, and what you don't gain is what you lose. That's how that goes. I will also be then that's basically what I'll be doing is providing personal breakdowns. If you have personal plays, then I'll help you break it down, and if you have questions or if you're going back and forth on two statistics and you know which one you want to value more, I might be able to help you with that. And another thing I'm going to do it's turned out very profitable for me, and I just haven't done it for the public page, simply for the fact that it'd be too much to organize. Whereas in a VIP page, I don't think it'd be that much to organize. Like if people had questions about it, they'd have questions, and it'd be like a few guys I'd have to answer. But on a public page, if I'm putting random numbers next to games or starring random games, I'm gonna get so many questions in a day. It's gonna be the same question, especially from the new guys that follow me every day. They're gonna be like, "What does that star mean?" Well, I'm gonna start starring my plays, and why I will do that is because this has worked very profitable for me. The 60% plays that I have, like, if I get a play off of a trend and its best trend is a 65% play, well, I put a star next to it. Or actually I bold it. I type it out in bold on my on my little page. And what I'll do is then, I'll go in and I'll start a parlay. Three teamers again, no two teamers, no, I mean straight ups. I'll obviously play them straight up, but then I'll go with the three teamer as well. What I'll do is I'll create an open parlay. I don't know if some books don't offer open parlays. If you need a book that does, hit me up. I'll get you onto a book that offers open parlays. What they do with open parlays is, you put one play in and you say, okay, I'm gonna keep two spots open. So those two spots become open to fill. Basically, you put in two games later on. So I put the get one of these games in, one of these 60% play games in. And there's quite a bit in a day, especially with MLB NHL. Basically, all my MLB NHL trends are 60% plays or more. It's just and you could see that on the graphs, and you could see that from our profits at MLB NHL are best. But NBA, there's a few trends that are 57 to 60% that I don't really, put in bold or star. And those, I mean, whenever I do get a play, I'll just fill them in. And so over time, I'll let one play hit, and once it hits or loses, if it loses, it loses. I don't waste the second play on it. A lot of people come in and they do three team parlays all in the beginning. They put all three of them in. Well, what happens when you lose the first one and win the next two? Well, you just lost two winners that you could have potentially filled in somewhere else. So that's why I like open parlays a lot more, because you don't risk that loss, that method of losing. And so, if one loses, it loses. But then if it wins, then I go fill it in with another one, and I hope that one wins. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it wins, it wins. And then I'll go in and fill it the third leg in, usually with the money line play coming out of the MLB or NHL, which is a high money line play, and I'll guarantee myself at least like a 4-unit win from that 3-team parlay. Again, because it'd be a high money line for that third leg, and so it'll be usually a 4-unit win. And so, I mean, in this little 10 or 11-day period, we profited, I believe, 46 units in April, all 1 through 3 unit plays. I've profited about 65 from just, I mean, literally 1.5x from doing this method. So this is something I'm going to incorporate into the VIP package. So it's going to hopefully be more wins. I might give out my specific parlays, like where I'm parlaying it. I haven't determined the way I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll create a spreadsheet and I'll have like my open parlays showing how I'm filling them on in each little cell. Or maybe I won't be doing that. Maybe I'll just be showing what trends are or what plays are from 60% plus trends, and you can choose which one you want to which one you want to play or not. You could go about that your own way. But yeah, that is something I'm going to be incorporating. So it should increase our profits, right? Like I said, in this time period, an 11-day period, playing 1 through 3-unit plays. Literally, I don't think we've played a 4-unit play. So 1 to 3-unit plays, we've profited 36 units. I just went out. 1 to 3-unit plays, we've profited 36 units. We've profited 20% return on investment, but I've gone on to, profit like 60 some units. I don't know the exact number because I know I mentioned a number earlier and that was an estimation, but it is somewhere in the 60s. So, it's a more profitable way to do so, or to, turn things around, make money. And, so I'm going to be incorporating that too. So that's going to be VIP only. So that's what VIP is going to offer, right? And then of course, if there's other things that I can do later on in the future, like if I get gear, then VIP is getting gear for free, things of that nature. I'll do what I can to make VIP the best, best little thing you have going. I'll do everything in my power to make that happen. But again, I was talking about how I don't want to leave the free guys hanging, right? So here's what I'm gonna do for the free guys, right? Like the public page. I'm still gonna be posting plays on public page, but it's only gonna be one a day. Wait for it. Don't get upset. Don't leave just yet. It's gonna be one play a day, but trust me, you're gonna like this. Um, well, there's a couple things I want to talk about, so leave yet, but don't close out of this video. But one play a day is gonna be a 1 unit play. Um, Simply because if I have a 2 or 3 unit play and somebody's paying for it, paying for my VIP, it is entirely unethical of me to say you're paying for these plays and I'm going to go ahead and take the best ones and give them out for free. That's entirely unethical. And so, sorry to kind of rain on the parade for the free guys, but it's only going to be a 1 unit play. Um, and it's but the beauty of this is like that's again I don't want to leave y'all hanging. So what I'm going to do with this 1 unit play, I'm going to look at all the 1 unit plays I have, and I'm going to give you the one with the highest return on investment, right? So in the NBA, a 60% return play essentially returns 15%. So if there's a 60% play in the NBA, or there's like a 75% play in the NHL, which is like another 15%, I'll just deliberate between the two and give one of those out. But if there's like a 58% play, that's a 1 unit play, and a 60% play, that's a 1 unit play in the NBA, I'm giving out that 60% one. I'm going to give you the best return on investment trend play that I can. Um, Simply because I do want. I mean, I started off. Everybody starts off somewhere. I started off somewhere. We weren't. I didn't come out betting $1,000 a game, $100 a game. I didn't come out betting to where I could easily afford VIP packages. I had to build my bankroll. And I know that's what a lot of y'all want to do, and I don't want to leave y'all hanging for it because I mean that's unfair for y'all too to basically be told that hey just because you're starting brand new, you don't get to buy VIP. Like that's kind of screwed up. And unfortunately, you don't. But at least I can try to do what I can on my end, at least within my practices and within my business practices, with my principles and ethics. I'll do what I can to make it profitable for you. The next thing I'm going to do, and this is something you're really going to like. Most of us work. Some of us go to school. All of us bet. You know what that means? It means not only do we go through hell with work and school, we also go through hell with sports betting. Nobody else in the world goes through that much, BS than we do. Well, our guts are always wrenched. There's no way we don't get to be lax and relax, except, or well, not except, but best day for us to be relaxed is a Friday. Right? Work just got out. There's a lot of games going on. It's a Friday night. Fridays will be free for everybody. That's just it. That is a day I believe gambling Twitter can just come together, rejoice. All my followers can come together. It's like a holy day for us. Um, we're done with work. We're done with school. For the most part, some of us might have assignments or deadlines to meet by on the weekend, but for the most part, we're mostly done. And then we just have to say, okay, well, now we only get to get screwed over by sports over the weekend. We don't have anything else to get screwed over by. So Fridays are a very holy day for me. Um, and I hope so they're for you too. And so Fridays are going to be free for everybody. That's just it. So you're getting one play a day, and that might not have, you know, gotten your years up or whatever because it's only one play a day, but you do get Friday for free. That's not something I'm going to move off of. It's a great day for us to come together and get in the comments section and meet some old friends and all that and all this and talk some sports out with each other. And that's what just Friday is going to be. It's going to be a day of just working together and having some fun together. And somebody could be in California, somebody could be in New York, and they both get to crack open a cold one and say, let's watch our bet go down the drain. Hopefully not, but that's usually what tends to happen when on a Friday night with all this public betting and disgusting. I hate Fridays, but it's also a great day. So yeah, free guys, you're gonna get the Fridays. You're gonna get the Fridays, but you're only gonna get one play a day. But you're gonna get the Fridays. Expectations in the VIP if you're gonna buy VIP. I've said this multiple times. After this, we'll get into the cost. But I've said this multiple times. There's not much you can say to me that I haven't said to myself if I'm on a losing day. And we're not on losing days right now, right? We're not. We're on profitable days. And so no, I haven't gotten said anything. And even when we're losing, I barely got anything said to me. So I love y'all for it. I appreciate that support. But on in the VIP group, if we're losing, open season. Come after me, say what you want, do whatever you want, whatever. Obviously with certain restrictions. I mean, don't send death threats. Like, come on. But tell me that hey, I'm horrible. I'm killing, and I'm crap in the bed. I don't know if I can like say bad words on here or cuss words on here. I don't know if YouTube has policies against it. But if I'm crap in the bed or whatever, go ahead, come at me. If I'm doing bad, come at me. What I won't tolerate is if I'm winning and you call out one play or one sport. I've mentioned this before. In this time period, we're at the best of our uh, possibilities because we get three sports. That means we're actively going to win in two and one, lose in one, just in theory. So if you look at it one day and you say, "Oh, you lost MLB, but I won an NBA and NHL," and you're going, "Screw your MLB, this, that, yada, yada, yada." I'm not going to tolerate that just because, and that's for one purpose only. That is a distraction to me. Now, again, if doing bad, I'm doing bad, I've already said the worst things I could probably to myself. I'm a competitor. That's just how it goes with yourself. If you're a competitor, you're going to talk the most to yourself. So when I'm doing bad, other people say stuff to me, it doesn't matter because I've already said the worst of the worst. So there's no distractions there. But when I'm doing good, I'm not talking bad to myself. If that's the case, I need to go see somebody. I'm not doing that. So if I'm doing good and somebody's coming up and distracting me by talking bad, I'm not going to handle that because it is my obligation to the other people that are paying for VIP to put my best foot forward. And if I'm getting distracted by your childlike behavior, your immaturity, or whatever you want to call it, your hostility, um, I'm not going to tolerate that. And so if you do end up buying a VIP package and you end up acting like this, I'm going to give you a warning. After that, it's out, and there's no refunds or exchanges. Of this ahead of time. Of this ahead of time. So, if you're going to buy a VIP package, don't put yourself in, I mean, first of all, don't put yourself in a position to get kicked out. But second off, understand that there's other people too. So, but you distracting me doesn't only mean that I might perform worse for you, which why would you want me to do that? But it means I also hurt the pockets of you. Your childlike behavior and stuff might hurt the pockets of other people, and I'm not going to tolerate that because my support and loyalty is to the guys who are funding. I guess I don't know what they're funding. I guess my passion, trying to get my passion back in engineering. I don't know. I guess that's what they're funding. That probably makes the most sense. But I'm not gonna play around with that because my loyalty and support are to the guys who are paying for it and who are being very supportive and very understanding that there is going to be swings. Um, do we want them? No, nobody wants swings. Everybody wants to profit every day, all the money that they can. Unfortunately, that's just not how life works, and we can put ourselves in the best position to profit. So help me put myself in the best position by not distracting me. Now, VIP costs. Now, before I get into this, I want to give out a disclaimer. Just for legal issues, I am selling my opinion. I am not telling you to bet every play. I'm not telling you to bet any play. I'm not even saying bet them. I'm saying you could fade them. I'm not even saying go bet them. And especially if you're in a legal state, don't bet them. You should not be betting. Um, I say that as I'm in Texas. Um, Disclaimer: I am selling my opinion. Okay, what you want to do with my opinion is your call. What you want to do with it is your call. Now, I would assume, you want to follow the opinion, or well, the other additional opinion of the guy you're following, and my opinion would be you should take my plays, but that is also an opinion. So again, selling my opinion, nothing more than that. Keep that in mind. Um, so here's the cost of the VIP. Don't leave when I say this number. Trust me, wait till the end. We're gonna go. A lot of people work on a month-to-month basis. The issue with that is it's some months are shorter, some months are longer. It's just some months start on weird days, Mondays, Wednesdays, whatever, and then someday, I don't like that. And in a world in a industry full of variables, I would like to keep things constant. Whatever I can keep constant, I'm going to keep constant. Right? I'm already dealing with too many variances, variables, all that. So no, we're gonna go off a 4 week basis. It means 4 weeks, 28 days, right? But Fridays are all free. So 24 days is what you're gonna be paying for, and you're gonna be paying $200. But don't leave yet. Trust me, don't leave yet. $200 for the 4 weeks. Seems like a lot. It's less than $10 a day, and I'm assuming, and I'll actually get into this in a second. But yeah, $200 4 weeks. At the end of 4 weeks, this is what happens. So I am assuming that everybody who's buying a client or buying a package is $100 better. Now you may not be, and that might not even matter. but I'm assuming that you are betting $100 a game. So at the end of the 4 weeks, when you buy this VIP, you get a profit guarantee. Well, now what does that mean? This is three fancy words put together. What does that mean? $200 for 4 weeks, right? I'm assuming you bet $100 a game. 2 units is how much you're paying for a package. At the end of those 4 weeks, if we're not up 2 units, you get an additional week. You get an additional week, free of charge. Nothing's gonna stop that. You're getting a free week, and at the end of that week, that free week, if you're still not up 2 units, you get another one. And at the end of that week, if you're still not up, you get another one. We've never had, and this goes on for 4 more weeks, right? So in theory, you buy a package, you could potentially get 8 weeks out of it. And I've checked the numbers. This was very methodically deduced. We have not had an 8 week period where we've lost money more than 2 units. So there's no way you're going to lose 8 weeks in a row, or even at the end of an 8 week period you're going to be in the negative. Or I'm not going to say there's no way, because there is a way, there is a chance, there's always a chance, but it just hasn't happened yet. This is very methodically deduced. So you're going to get a free week if you don't profit. So I'm assuming you're a $100 better. That way, you're not really even paying for a package as much as you're just tipping, right? I guess if you only profit 2 units, you're essentially giving up all your 2 units, but I don't think that's ever really going to be the case. Now, when you're given a free week, that doesn't mean the week. Actually, I'll get into this in a sec. So it might be screwed over. There might probably be an instance at some point in time where I might have to add on a week, and then you literally only profit 2 units, and that would just suck, because then it's like, okay, well, I broke even. But that's hardly ever going to be the case. Chances are you're going to profit a ton. And just taking a look at this last month, right? For example, we lost about like 36 units, and so in this last month, March was probably the worst month it was definitely the worst month I've ever had, but it was probably the most variance filled month. That's what I would describe it as. All our systems crashed altogether for the NBA, and that killed us. That killed us big time, because all our big systems crashed, which the 3 unit, 2 unit, 4 unit plays were coming out of, and we were losing. We were losing. We lost 36 units in the first 10 days, first 11 days. We've profited 46. We've profited 10 already. So in theory, if you bought the package in the beginning of March, right? If we had a package there and you bought it then you would have gotten the first week free, and you would have gotten up until today free, basically, right? Because you got the first 4 weeks of March, and then you got the half week of March plus April, whatever, and then you got this full first week of April. So you would have gotten it till today, and you would have made 10 units. And so then you're essentially in that theory, in that sense, you end up giving me like a 20% tip, because you made $1,000, you pay $200 for the next month. You're really essentially just giving me a tip. You're not really buying anything as much as you are giving a tip. And that's essentially how I would say you should consider it. Now, let's say, if we didn't get to 46 units, if we got to like 35 units, well, then you get an additional month. You get an additional month. Now, let's say today wasn't Sunday, today was Wednesday, and you were at 46. Does that mean I quit and say, hey, look, you already profited 10 units, or, you already profited more than 2 units, therefore your package is expired? No, you get until Sunday. And, let's say today was Wednesday, and we got to, the new Sunday, and you were down, you finished at, 55 units. Congratulations, you made even more, right? Let's say you didn't finish at 55 units. Let's say you finished at 35. Well, then you get an additional week, just because you were up 2 units in the middle of the month, and then at the end of the month you weren't, or at the end of the week you weren't. That doesn't matter. You still get the next week free, and you will get so until 4 more weeks. And so even though it's $200, it just comes with the package profit guarantee. So there's not really a concern about the money. Only concern is like, what do you look to lose by not buying the package? And I know a lot of people say that. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's going to screw you over. I'm going to do my best at every point that I can. I'm going to constantly take suggestions. I know I'm this young guy, so it makes it even more difficult to trust. But what would you say if I'm a young guy? You'd say he's a young guy. What does he know? Right? Yeah. I said the same thing to myself when I first started. What was my response to that question? Well, I started going talking to people who have been on Twitter for, you know, countless amount of time, right? Started looking at older guys and people even in my area that I knew from elsewhere that bet. I talked to them and said, hey, how have you made this successful? So I might be young, but guys, I've done my due diligence. I've put in the work. I've talked to the people that have been around for a while, who have learned things, who have understood things, and it's that. I mean, not only did they teach me about looking for plays and stuff, but they taught me about just the gambling Twitter verse and everything surrounding that, and how how there's multiple amounts of scammers and just unethical things going on and just bad business practices, to the point where, I mean, first of all, those were never in my principles. That was never in my ethics. Like, it's never something I would ever do. But even more so in this gambling Twitterverse and everything around that, um, I think it's even more important that I set this precedent of doing just right by my clients. And so I promise you, whatever I can and everything that I can do, I will do. Because and it's unfortunate because it's almost as if I'm, there's a few guys ahead of me that are essentially pioneers, but I almost feel as if I'm, to a degree, if this turns out to be very successful, then in a very high regard, I would definitely be a pioneer if this turns out to be very successful. And that kind of sucks because these are very basic principles, very basic you know, ideas that you should just treat everybody, with respect. Like, it's just everybody's human. Treat them with respect. So that being said, I'm gonna do my best to do what I can, and to put my best foot forward every day. And I hope, and then I know this is a very bittersweet moment. I hope you can respect and understand why I have to do this, why I'm doing this. But I also hope you can understand, or well, I just said that, but I hope that you also join this, and I hope that I can continue to make you profits. Um, and yeah, let me know if there's any questions. DM me at Azim Rakes. That's my ad. If you, I mean, obviously you're already on Twitter, but DM me, or just comment if you think it's a global question that somebody or everybody could, benefit from reading. So, go ahead and comment it or DM it to me and I'll get to you right away. But yeah, again, I hope you can understand why I'm doing this. I hope you can respect it and I hope you join. And again, I hope I can do what's best and bring you a ton of money. So thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. And let's cash together.